There is a place in the ocean where submarines do not go, not because of depth limits, not because of pressure, but because signals from that area cannot be trusted. This is not a rumor or a myth. In internal maritime and research documentation, it appears as a navigation anomaly zone. It has no official name, no permanent coordinates. The location shifts slightly depending on measurement method, satellite angle, and time of day, enough to make precise mapping impossible. On public charts, it is empty water. Shipping companies know about it. So do cable-laying crews and oceanographic institutes. Vessels are advised to route around it when possible. The reason given is vague: unstable telemetry and communication interference. No further explanation. The first recorded irregularities date back to the late 1980s, shortly after deep-sea autonomous vehicles became common. At the time, unexplained signal behavior was expected. Salt water absorbs radio waves. Pressure affects equipment. Software was imperfect. But this area produced failures that did not match known patterns. Drones sent into the zone did not lose signal. They did not malfunction. They continued transmitting clean video and stable telemetry. The problem was timing. Commands sent from the surface arrived late, not randomly, consistently delayed, usually by several seconds. Sometimes the delay increased gradually during descent, as if distance was no longer the only factor. More concerning were the responses. On several occasions, systems registered acknowledgement signals that had not been generated by the control software. The drones appeared to confirm commands that had never been sent. Engineers initially blamed packet duplication and echoing. That explanation held until one vehicle returned a compressed data packet larger than its onboard memory allocation allowed. The excess data had valid structure, proper headers, correct checksums. It simply should not have existed. Timestamps inside the packet conflicted with mission logs. Some files were dated before deployment. One file contained metadata suggesting it had been modified after recovery, while the drone was still underwater. The incident was quietly archived. In 2003, an international research vessel was assigned to the region. Officially, the mission focused on sediment sampling and water chemistry. Unofficially, it was a controlled attempt to reproduce the signal anomalies under observation. The ship itself remained on the surface. Only unmanned vehicles were deployed. The first two dives showed nothing unusual. On the third descent, operators noticed that depth readings began to lag behind physical movement. Thruster output was normal. Ballast was responding correctly. But the reported depth increased slower than expected, as if the surrounding medium had changed properties. At approximately 4,200 meters, the sonar feed stopped returning echoes. Not noise, not distortion, nothing. The system behaved as if there was no surface for the signal to reflect from. This does not happen in open water. Even extreme depth produces some return. A few minutes later, one of the operators reported hearing a low-frequency sound through his headset. It was not present in the audio recording. Other crew members did not hear it. Only him. He described it as a steady tone, just below clear audibility. Not mechanical, not biological, simply present. The drone returned to the surface without instruction. Inspection showed no damage, no pressure stress, no software errors. But all data recorded below 4,000 meters was gone. Entire sections of memory had been cleared with surgical precision. The surrounding files were intact. A second vehicle was deployed as a control. Different manufacturer, different sensors, different operating system. The outcome was identical. This time, however, frame-by-frame analysis of the ascent footage revealed something else. In a single frame, lasting less than a tenth of a second, a reflection appeared on the camera housing. It resembled light from a rectangular display. There was no known light source in that orientation. The frame was classified as a compression artifact. The operator who identified it resigned days later. He did not cite stress or illness. He stated only that he no longer felt comfortable working with deep water. After the mission, the area was reclassified. No longer recommended for research, not prohibited, just discouraged. That is when secondary effects began to appear. Months later, analysts who had worked with the data reported similar sleep disturbances. They described near-identical dreams, slow descent, darkness, the sensation of being observed without hostility. Several noted changes in perception during waking hours, a heightened awareness of background noise, difficulty tolerating silence, an unusual calm when looking at large bodies of water. One analyst began studying micropauses in the drone logs. Extreme